live stream on the YouTube. We're also live on TikTok. Drop where you checking in from TikTok. Drop where you checking in on YouTube. Drop where you checking in the chat, man. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Yeah, let me mute this right here. Bam. Okay, cool. All right, so let me just share my screen again. First and foremost, man, you can be anywhere this evening, man. I love people are checking in from Atlanta. People are checking in from Jacksonville, Florida. People checking in from San Antonio, Texas. People checking in from Chicago. Some of y'all are still typing the host and panelists, but guess what? It's okay. Everybody don't know how technology like they technology. You hear me? But I want y'all talking to me, man. It's gonna be fun. I'll make sure it's interactive. Um, but before we do that, man, let me tell you a little bit about myself. It's okay if I tell my story. If it's okay, I tell my story. Drop a one in the chat. If it's okay, I tell my story. Drop a one in the chat. Okay, I appreciate the ones I see. Okay, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Well, my name is Jamal Floto. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and this thing changed my life. What's up, Pam? I see you, sis. This thing changed my life, man. I remember when I first got started, I was working at the airport, and I remember this one time, it was like 90, almost 100 degrees outside. You could see steam coming from the tarmac. I was loading airplanes for a living. We talking about 60 and 70-pound bags. I was lifting over my chest. I smelled like must. I had sweat running down my face. It was burning my eyes. And the bags was going so fast on the belt loader, you can actually hear it screaming. I look out the plane while I was loading the airplane. I see one of my coworkers, y'all. He was almost 70 years old, still working on the ramp, and almost 70 years old. He had a stroke right in front of me. I hop out the plane to go help him. I see one of my managers has a button-up shirt on, some hard bottom shoes. He starts walking towards our direction. He starts jogging. He starts running full speed. He starts running full speed, and he runs right past us. He's like, Jamal, I need you to finish loading this airplane. I'm like, finish loading the airplane? This man's sitting here about to die, and they were talking about loading the airplane. At that moment, I felt kind of small. I felt unappreciated. Anybody would feel like they're at work? Say me. If you ever felt unappreciated at work, say me. For me, y'all, look, enough is enough. I reached out to a guy I was following on social media, you know, and it was one of those things too, man. Before I even reached out to him on social media, it was one of those things where I felt like I deserved to do a lot more. I felt like I had to live for a bigger purpose. Anybody feel like their life was supposed to be more purposeful, right? Like you're bigger than your current situation. Somebody say, but God. And I reached out to this guy I was following on social media. This guy was extremely successful. I'm talking about never had a job in his life. I reached out to him. I said, look, man, I'm willing to do anything to change my life. I'm talking about anything. And then he showed me this. I said, look, man, I'm willing to do anything to change my life. Except for this, right? Right? Because look, I had tried some things before and had lost some money, and I didn't want to go down that path again. He said, look, Jamal, there's only two reasons why you aren't successful, right? If you're ready for number one, drop a one in the chat. Like I said, I'm hey, y'all talk to me tonight. You ready for number one on TikTok? Drop a one in the chat. He says, only two reasons why you weren't successful. Yeah, I appreciate those ones coming in. Thank you, Edna. Thank you, Ahura. Thank you, Greg. Yeah. They says only two reasons why you weren't successful. He said, one, you have the wrong coach. Somebody say wrong coach. He said he had the wrong coach. He said, look, if you knew everything you need to know to have what you wanted to have, you will already be living the life of your dreams. I said, okay, that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. I said, what's number two? Drop a two in the chat. Drop a two in the chat. I said, what's number two? He said, you had the wrong information. He said, God don't love the CEO more than God loves the janitor. It's just the CEO is using better information. And look, a light bulb went off. I was like, that makes sense. So look, I reluctantly got started, y'all. I'm so glad I did. That first week I made an extra $500, right? That second week I get the second level of residual. And then 7 months later, I was able to leave that job. So I'm blessed and fortunate to, get paid every single week. I'm blessed and fortunate to travel more now than I did while I worked at the airline and flew for free. I'm blessed and fortunate to see my credit score go up a couple hundred points a couple of times, right? Because you know how we do, we mess it right back up, right? But I'm more excited about some people look just like you and me and put in a better situation to win. How many people came here because they want to learn how to, want to be in a situation where they can win a little bit more? Say me. If you feel like you deserve to be a winner, drop a W in the chat. Yeah, yeah. So, you know, I'm not gonna be for y'all long, man. I'm gonna get, I'm gonna be done with information in the next 15, 20 minutes at the most. But I just want y'all sticking with me. I want y'all giving me energy, man. Cause this thing changed my life. I want you to understand. I don't have a backup plan. This is this thing changed my whole entire life. I don't have a backup plan. I don't have a 401k. This is all I got. This thing changed my life. And I know if you take it serious as well, it could change yours. Like people look at, the house that I live in and, how beautiful my wife is and, the trips that we take and be like, man, I want to do that. It's been so many times people have been in, see certain situations and they're like, man, I want to do that. But you can't do that if they're a lawyer. You can't do that if they're a doctor that you go to, to become, medical school or you go to law school. This is something that you can take advantage of right now and your whole life can change. Like genuine. So let's get into it, man. Because look, it's a whole new era in entrepreneurship. First, got a giveaway. We're gonna give away a prize this evening. You only gotta do a couple of things to qualify for the prize. One, you gotta stay to the end. Right? The first thing you gotta do is stay to the end. Two, I need high energy in the chat. We're gonna give something away tonight. We're gonna give something away tonight. You gotta have high energy in the chat. Three, I want you to invite somebody. Send out a text real quick. Invite somebody. What up, Jay? How you been, King? Right? Invite somebody. Number four, take notes. Shalana, what's going on, Queen? And number five, you want to stay to the end, right? I know I said stay to the end twice, but that's how serious we are. If you do that, if you do those things, man, we'll send you a free gift. How many people want a free gift? Say me. If you want a free gift, say me. Yeah, I'm talking on TikTok too and YouTube. I see y'all. All right, let's get it, man. Let's get you quite. Look, I'm gonna have my moderators paying attention to the chat, you know, and we'll go from there, y'all. But look, this is the thing, man. It's a new era in entrepreneurship. This is more like a digital economy. People want to start businesses, but they want to start businesses. They don't have no inventory. They have no shipping. They have, little to no business overhead. People want just results, commissions, and they want to make a real impact in the community. That's what we're all about, y'all. That's what we're all about. We're in a place where we have, what you call real mentorship with proven success strategies, right? People need accountability and support. They need access to valuable networks, professional and personal growth, and faster results. How many people would love some faster results? Drop some little running mans in the chat if you want some faster results, right? Because this is the thing, man. A lot of us are getting results, but it may not be the results it may not be the speed that we wanted, right? It may not be at the speed that we wanted. But tonight, I'm going to show you how to speed it up. Yeah, I'm going to show you how to speed it up. So, for example, this is my mentor, right? Because, I was always told, never trust a mentor that doesn't have a mentor, right? Never trust a mentor that doesn't have a mentor. So this is my mentor right here. This is Mr. Haziq Ali. People see the TED Talks. They see the Bentley. They see this man traveling around the world with Mr. Les Brown. But this is not only he's someone who started in the same position I started in. but he worked his way up to being an owner of this company. He has a position as CMO, as Chief Marketing Officer. He's been featured on TED Talks. Obviously mentored by Les Brown. You know, he's featured in Who's Who in Black Atlanta. You're talking about Lifetime Achievement Award winners, and ever since he took over as CMO, we've hit the Inc. 5000 list as one of the fastest growing companies in America. That means out of 7.7 million businesses in America, we're in the top 0.01%. Somebody say that's rare air, right? That's rare air. Everybody ain't doing that, dog. Like that's not something that you can you can't fake that. They actually dig into your financials like it's a real thing. We're in rare air. Yeah, rare air. That's what I'm talking about. But let's talk about what we do, right? I want you to understand this is a high tech, high touch digital ecosystem. What does that mean? We help people with personal credit services, help people with business credit services. We have, a digital funding platform for personal and business. Help people with debt resolution, help people with tax prep. We with software and coaching. You're able to start your own credit and money business. We even help with payment processing. We're like an Amazon for financial services. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. The first thing you want to do is build wealth and protect your credit. We got two options when it comes to that. We got what we call a fast method, and we have something called credit therapy. Somebody say credit therapy in the chat. But let's talk about a fast method. We have something called MyNovated Disputes. It's self-generated AI technology that helps you, work on your own personal credit. Right? The AI does all the work. But all you gotta do is, you click. It's the point and click software. But all you gotta do is go take it to the mailbox and and just let the AI do the work. Some people say, "Look, Jamal, I don't have a lot of time to run to the mailbox," and that's cool. We get it. You ain't got a lot of time to run to the mailbox. Mike, what's going on, boss? So for them, we have something called credit therapy. Because this is the thing, man. A lot of people miss it. A lot of people, isn't it? They don't really care about that 3-digit credit score. They don't really care about it. They don't really care about those three numbers. What they care about is getting approved. How many people are tired of getting denied? Say me. How many people are looking for a platform that gets them way more approvals? Say me. How our approval engineering works is when you get enrolled in this program, the goal is to get them to stop telling you no to everything. Like I remember, how you go to the mall and they're like, "Hey, you want to apply for the credit card?" So you can get, you get $100,000 off today if you get approved for the credit card. It don't matter what, it's like, man, nah, I ain't doing that. We're afraid of that. That's terrifying. Like, nah, you ain't about to embarrass me in front of all these people. This line long. You gonna embarrass me in front of all these people? You so disrespectful, right? Nah. So how it works is with approval engineering, for everybody, it's specific for that person, right? It's specific for that person. Because, you may need trade lines on yours, or you may need to apply for this specific type of credit card for yours. But every single time it's specific for your situation. Because some people want to get a home. Some people want to get a car with a cheaper rate. Some people need some funding, right? Some people need a couple more credit cards. Either way, it's designed just for you, right? You get this a letter every single month that breaks down everything that you went over in your credit therapy session. You have your own credit therapist that's gonna help you get to where you're trying to get to. Somebody drop a "that's powerful" in the chat. Somebody drop a drop a "that's powerful" in the chat. Cause I want you to understand, man. And both come with credit monitoring, online budgeting tools. You know, $1 million worth of fraud insurance. That's pretty cool, man. But I'm gonna give y'all a couple credit tips real quick because I know y'all on here and y'all want to learn something, right? So credit tips. One, always pay things on time every time. Did y'all know that having one late payment can cost you up to 70 points? One late payment can cost you 70 points. Or how about this? You want to keep your credit utilization below 30%. And to be honest with you, about 85, 87% of people with 800 credit scores, they use less than 10% of utilization. Right? Make sure you don't close old accounts because those old accounts, your credit age builds your credit. The longer you have accounts, the higher your credit goes if you're, obviously if you're using it right? You want to check your credit report regularly. It doesn't hurt your credit score when you check your credit report. It doesn't, right? You want to dispute inaccurate items and follow up to make sure that they're actually being removed, right? So once you build credit, you build freedom. Just some fire in the chat if that gave you some value. Just some fire in the chat if that gave you some value. All right? But we got real people, real results. You can see people credit scores going up all around the world. You see people getting more approvals all the time. This is a video from my mentor.
I didn't even know I had a ticket
I know y'all can't
until
see
I saw my credit report.
I know y'all can't see on here.
Started with round 1, round 2, now we at round 3.
Uh-oh. Well, I stopped playing.
I'm up 204. I am up 204 on this one, and then on the last one, I'm up 210. You gotta love it. My Nove disputes.
Yeah. Somebody say real mentorship. Right? Say real mentorship. But it don't stop there, y'all. Let's get to the next thing. Help you build business credit. How many people would love an extra $50K guaranteed in business funding? Say me. How many people would understand that if we had a whole bunch of people in our community that had at least $50,000 for their business, our communities would be a lot safer. Right? Our business would be a whole lot safer. I love that we have $50K in business access and funding access, right? Because most businesses go out of business because they lack access to capital. 75% of businesses don't use business credit, right? You get 5 times more funding with a strong business credit profile. The average funding potential with a strong business profile is about $100,000. We guarantee 50. Most of our clients see $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, right? 80+% of businesses, of lenders, check business credit before approval. I want you to know this is what we do, man. This is how it kind of helps. We make sure your business is congruent. Make sure that you're in the eyes of the lenders, they see that you're a real business because most of these businesses look like hobbies. Like we used to get denied because we were black. Let's be real. That used to be a thing. We used to get denied because we were black. But guess what? Now it's because we don't understand business and how it's set up. It's the reason why y'all's president filed bankruptcy 13 times but still a billionaire. Because he understands this part. How people want to be able to take advantage of the things that are in place to help you grow your business? Say me. Right? Let me get a couple of business credit tips real quick though. You want to make sure you form your business the right way. You want to keep your personal credit separate from your business credit. You want to build a strong business credit profile. You want to get listed with DNB and Experian, Equifax Business, right? You want to establish business trade lines. You can start with vendor accounts. They report to the business bureaus, right? Pay everything on time because I'll be honest with you, when it comes to business credit, the only thing they care about is on-time payments. They don't care about anything else. There's actually nothing else. There's no other criteria. They want to make sure you're making a payment on time. That's all they care about. And then you want to optimize your credit, and track the reports, keep your profile strong. So if you got some value from that, drop some fire in the chat. But look, real people, real results. Once again, you see clients getting 100,000, almost 125,000, 300,000. We got so many more, y'all. We got so many more. You know, man, people be out here winning, man. And why not you? Why not you be people, right? Why not you be people? You hear me? People out here winning. Why not you? Right? Let's talk about debt help. Because look, people are struggling with debt. We call this a bankruptcy alternative. I want you to understand everything we're doing, y'all. You don't have to be an expert with any of this. Let's be real. You don't have to be an expert with any of this. All you gotta do is point people in the right direction. If you can point, you can get paid. So this is what we call a bankruptcy alternative. Not to be confused with, this is debt resolution. Not to be confused with debt consolidation. We're gonna get rid of your debt. Imagine making one phone call, be cut your payments up to 50% immediately. Or be cut your total debt up to 50% immediately. Right? As long as you got me with $10,000 in unsecured debt, just like that, y'all, you can get paid. You're able to reestablish your credit a lot faster. Right? On the business debt side, imagine making one phone call, be reduce your payments up to 90% immediately. Or reduce the amount you owe down to 2% immediately, y'all. That way you get back focused on business. Because look, debt is real, man. It's real serious. The average credit card debt per household is $100,000. 77% of Americans are in debt. You know, America is 1.1 is 1 point almost 1.2 trillion $1.2 trillion in credit card debt. But let's get you more specific. The average debt in black households is about 32,000 compared to, white households is about 21,000. Ain't that kind of scary, y'all? 50% of black households have debt in collections as opposed to 41% for our counterparts. Right? 31% of black and Latino business owners were denied financing as opposed to 17% of white America. It's terrible, y'all, but guess what? We got solutions, right? Solutions. Let me hurry this thing up, man. I love the fact you can get paid from taxes. You ain't got to be a tax expert, but still get paid from taxes. If you can refer somebody to our tax program, guess what? You can get paid. Even if you're not, how many people want to get paid from taxes if not be the one that does the taxes? Say me. Or if you're already in tax preparation, how would you love to get paid on the back end because you got a certain type of software? It's a win-win, y'all. Both options come with, continual mentorship. But let's talk about making money, man, because one of my mentors told me the average millionaire has about 7 streams of income. We got a few lists on the screen like earned income, profit income, residual income, dividend income, rental income, capital gains, royalty income. Man, look, it's so many different ways to get paid, y'all. But let me show you. I'm gonna show you 7 ways right now that we get paid rocking with us. Right? You get paid money multiple ways. Talking about team overrides. That's leveraged income. You got rank bonuses. You got passive residual. You got bonus for customer gathering. You got fast start bonuses. You got monthly residual. You got customer retention bonuses. You got car mortgage bonuses. You got personal retail commissions and so many more. I just gave y'all 10 ways right then. Right? All you need is traffic and a little bit of coachability. We got you. Because look, we're fintech consultants. If you can point, you can get paid. Somebody say, I want to get paid. Somebody say, I want to get paid. I want you to understand, if you can point, you can get paid. That's a big thing. If you can point, drop some pointing fingers in the chat. I'm trying to make sure y'all stay with me. Drop some pointing fingers in the chat, y'all. Yeah. So who needs this type of business, y'all? This is what you call like a Wi-Fi business, right? A Wi-Fi business. I don't care if you're an online coach or content creator. I don't care if you're a 9 to 5 that wants more freedom. I don't care if you're a parent that's working from home. Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a realtor? Are you a car sales agent? Are you a tax professional? Are you an insurance agent? Are you a gig worker? Are you anyone who wants residual or cell phone income? How many people want to turn their cell phones to ATMs? Yeah, but check this out. Guess who this business is? Guess who this business isn't for, right? It's not for anyone that's waiting to be motivated instead of being disciplined. It's not for those that are unwilling to learn basic financial literacy or anyone that's allergic to personal responsibility. Nah. This isn't for people that think only one source of income is safe. This isn't for someone who believes financial security comes from employers rather than skills. Y'all know y'all gotta have skills that pay the bills, right? So this is just an example of how people get paid, man. Look, I want y'all to pick a number on this slide, right? Let me know you want to be at. For those who don't know, the top number is like $181,000 in a month, right? So just pick a number where you want to be at. This is your chance to dream big. I believe it was Matthew 21, verse 21, 22 that says, if you have faith without doubting, you can have anything that you ask for. Right? If you have faith without doubting, you can have anything that you ask for. So my question is, what are you asking for? And do you believe you can actually have it? Because I think a lot of us dream too small. A lot of us just dream way too small. It's not that we're shooting, we're shooting one direction and missing. We're shooting at nothing and we're hitting nothing. So drop in the comments where you want to be at, y'all. How much would it take for you to take this business serious? Right? Because we got people that's winning all over the country, y'all. We got people that's winning all over the country. So why not you? Why not you? Right? We got a game plan. Show you how to, make an extra $2,800 in the first 30 days. Not limited to that. We got people that made way more than that. We got people that made less than that. But it's just this is like quick start formula to get you an extra $2,800. How many people use an extra $2,800? Say me. If you can use an extra $2,800 in your first month. Yeah, I see the me's coming in. Yeah, me too, right? I love the fact you can enroll 5 customers. Now you got a free business. You don't have to worry about having a monthly fee. It's 100% tax deductible, and some of our proceeds go to our nonprofit. So once again, you get paid to offer credit services that actually work. Business credit that actually gets funding. Personal loans with instant decisioning. You got tax and legal tools without the law firm pricing. You got merchant accounts with cheaper fees and technology and so much more. I want you to understand, man, it's only two ways to get started. And right now, I should even change the slide. There's only one way to get started right now. We got a promotion going on right now. It's a Juneteenth promotion. It's still Juneteenth around here. You hear me? It's a Juneteenth promotion. So instead of paying $349 to get started, you only get started for $199, y'all. Comes with all the benefits that's in the basic. The member discounts, the cashback travel and shopping, the Nove Money website, the ongoing financial education, the Nove Learn, the live training, the marketing tools, the business scale training. But you can still, you get, this is my thought process. If you need to improve your credit, why not get paid during the process? I'm just being real, y'all. If you need to improve your credit, why not get paid during the process? That's what you get, y'all. For the same price it will cost just to get your credit, just to get some credit help. I love the fact that it's the same price it will cost to get some credit help. You can do that and get the opportunity to make some money at the same time. I think that's pretty cool, y'all. So I'm gonna say welcome to the team. I'm excited to work with y'all, man. Super excited to work with y'all. And before we get out of here, man, I just wanna, talk to you real quick, man. Cause this is the thing, man. It's so much that kind of, happens in life, man. And let me move my camera around, make sure everybody get to see me. Because I want y'all to keep this, I want to be all the way real with y'all, man. It's so easy to stay in your current situation. I mean, it's extremely easy to stay in your current situation. But I promise you, you deserve better, man. You deserve better. Like, what's stopping you from living a better life? It's a decision, y'all. You could be one decision away from changing your whole entire life. And a lot of times, what stops you from making that decision is just fear. That's the only thing that stops you from living a way better life. It's just fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of rejection, fear of being judged. I'm telling you right now, man, tonight's the night to decide what's more important to you. That fear that you're living with right now, that's having you in a situation that you don't want to be in, or do you want to be like some of us who fear having to say no all the time? Like, no, we can't get nothing to eat. No, you can't get an extra appetizer. No, we can't go on that trip. No, you can't drive the car that you want. I got tired of having to say no so much. All I'm saying to you, y'all, is say yes this one time. And let me hold your hand as you take those next steps to the life that you really deserve. So, with that being said, get back with the person that invited you out. Let's get your questions answered. And if it's a good fit for you, let's go build something great. So, look, make sure you do something today that your future you will be proud of. And go